and speak through them. Take our hearts and set them on fire. Amen. Please be seated. As we did this morning, we will begin each of the services in Advent, 4 Sundays, by lighting a candle on the Advent wreath. Traditionally, the 4 candles represent hope, love, peace, and joy. 4 good things that we would like to have at this time of the year or any time of the year, but especially now when the nights and our to-do list stretch on and on. Today, I'd like to say a little something about hope. Jeremiah offered hope when he said, "The days are surely coming when I will fulfill the promise I made to the house of Israel. I will cause a righteous branch to spring up for David." Jeremiah is saying that God is going to fulfill this promise about a righteous branch. And that was a popular message in his time because things were hard. Jerusalem was about to fall to the Babylonians, and the 400-year reign of the Davidic kings was about to come to an end. And everyone could see it coming. The Babylonians were at the gates. But Jeremiah actually proclaimed the truth about the hardship to come, and he was imprisoned for doing so, as prophets often are. In the midst of all that doom, he also told of God's promise, a reason to have hope. Jeremiah's prophecy was understood to mean that there would be, in time, another Davidic king from a branch of the family. But now we understand that to mean Jesus. We can be hopeful, but being hopeful is not enough. The gospel calls upon us to be alert. In fact, all of Advent is not about parting in anticipation of Jesus coming to us. It is about paying attention, or as in the hymn we just heard, it's about being awake. It's about being alert and actively making room for the Christ child. So Santa and Christmas parties aside, how do we prepare for the coming of Christ? The way Luke describes the future, it isn't anything to look forward to. Quite the contrary. Signs in the sun and the moon and stars, the distress among nations caused by the roaring of the sea and the waves. People will faint from fear and foreboding. I've seen the trailer for 2012. I think that's it. Right here. Yeah. Certainly it's not something you want to have sneak up on you. At The Message, one of my favorite translations of the Bible, paraphrases this. It says, "Be on your guard. Don't let the sharp edge of your expectation get dulled by parties and drinking and shopping. Otherwise, that day is going to take you by complete surprise. Spring on you suddenly like a trap." Yikes. No Christmas carolers there, no little baby in a manger. Instead, a scary, eschatological vision of the coming of Christ at the end of time. Sobering vision. But Advent is not meant to scare the daylights out of us. Instead, Advent reminds us that Christ's coming into human history shakes things up, shifts the world on its axis. It invites us to live each day in anticipation of that event. It is a time for hope, not a time for fear.